Hey, wise women. It's Emily here from Wise Woman Witchery. And I'm here today with Emily Verdusco. And she is how would you define yourself?
An intuitive channeler.
All right. She is an intuitive channeler, and she's going to be talking to us today about the work that she does and, sharing with us kind of her journey to get to where she is at in her life right now. So, Emily, thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit maybe about the work that you're currently doing?
Right now, I'm really in a transition, which I think as a collective, we all are. I think right now we are all getting deep within inside of our bodies going, you know what, what's the next step? What am I doing now really is what I want to be doing. So right now I'm transitioning into like a bigger movement. Like I'm really being choosy on what I want to do. Like I want to speak, but at bigger levels and like teach at bigger levels with women and their consciousness and really like expanding as a collective. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I have a membership group and where I teach and channel and do light activations and stuff like that. But really being able to bring people together is my gift and my journey. Like really all aspects, all walks of life, being able to like motherhood, women in business, like all of us coming together for the greater good. I'm like the peacemaker. So that is the goal. Like I want all of us to feel like we're connected and we're a community, just, strictly from heart space. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the channeling work that you're doing and how you're bringing that into the world?
Yeah. So I channel my guides, angels, like Archangel Michael, ascended masters like Kuan Yin, Palladian energy, if you know anything about like galactic energies, Lemurian, Syrian, kind of anybody that wants to come forward. I think it's really when you're an open channel, I think that you set the tone for and you say for your highest good, whoever's wanting to come through. And it kind of just depends, Mother Mary, like it, and I can channel for you if you like at the end or whatever, but they're always right here. Like I always feel like in a pressure in my heart wanting to express love and gratitude and be able to spread this message of earth constantly, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And I think that the purpose of us co-creating is really for us coming together for the bigger picture. So like your work, Emily, you have such a powerful work, and so do I, and us being able to communicate together to bring wholeness is like the goal. I think the end goal. And that's what I want to do. Like suits and people that hug trees, bringing it right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we have to be able to blend together. And that's my goal, not to be able to be too much on this side left or too much right. Like just that beautiful color, Yeah. So that's like my thing. That's my jam.
So how did you find out you were a channeler, that you could channel?
I was always sensitive since I was 4. Like I was always the one that was like, I want to help everybody and feed people that are hungry. Like off of those, you remember those commercials with kids in Ethiopia? So like I always gave our food stamp money, like boxed food to the outside because I'm from Chicago. So like that, I would always want to do that. My mom's like, we're poor. What are you doing? Giving my clothes in middle school, like my hand-me-downs from old, like, what is it? Whatever those stores are, and then just be able to give it to the next door neighbor because there's 12 siblings in that whole household and I only had 3. So I was just always a giver and always wanting people to be happy and taken care of. And I kind of grew. I didn't get my psychic gifts until I was pregnant. I always had that knowing, right? Oh, my clairs, everybody has clairs. And I always kind of knew how to touch people's hearts and really be compassionate. But not until I want to say about 3.5 years ago, it just exploded with meditation. Like, so I just started wanting personal development, wanting to know more about myself, getting excited because I've always loved people my entire life. And then the more I dove, deep into like heartbreak and my issues of abandonment or anything that we all carry, we all got some shit that we have, And then once I did that, I was able to find out who I was on a spiritual level. And I just kind of worked that muscle. Like we all have those muscles. And I was able to hear, I'm clairaudient. So I was able to like hear spirit more and be more confident moving forward, hiring somebody, a mentor, and then being able to channel. It just started happening. I just like really listened, paid attention inward, and was able to do that, you know, and just really embody that light force energy that's in all of us. I just kind of practiced and practiced and practiced.
Did it surprise you when you started actually being more clear about what you were hearing and it was coming through?
No, I was like, this is awesome. Like I was like, after, I think as a kid, like when you're a kid, you're at a toy store, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I can't believe, and like, even like like when I channel really hard, I will move in such a way and really, and then I'll start doing, light language, which is a completely different thing, which I can do for you as well. Just being able to embody that other dimension. You know, we have access and these codes in our consciousness that we all have access to it. So it's just, you know, really being open-minded, and pushing through the fear. Mm-hmm. There's times, you know, you get scared and you're like, ooh, that felt weird. And like, I don't know what that was, or, oh, I got tight in my chest, you know, and you get scared, you know, but you have to push through that fear because most of it is just this ego that we're needing to push through that barrier, you know. But yeah, but when I was pregnant and I had my Nathaniel, he was like the eye opener. He's the one that made me so connected, you know. So he was the one that put that piece together, that last piece that I needed. And so even though it was hard, oh my God, another kid, like, you know, it was, you know, also I wouldn't be who I am today without him. So it's kind of like, yeah.
So how many kids do you have?
I have 3.
And your first and second ones, you didn't have this experience. It only happened on your 3rd pregnancy.
Yeah, I was 19. I was 20 when I had my daughter, 21 when I had my son, just doing the mom thing, single mom, working, didn't even pay attention to spirituality. I just knew I was great with people. I was very social, always a little different, right? Like we all can like attest that we feel a little awkward. And then I had like years later, I had my son. There's like 10-year gap. And then it really, I think it was just the universe going, it's time. Like, you're ready. Like, you're here to do the work and you're here to bring people together for that structure that, like, you know, that society has us in, that box, and really being able to, like, you know, lessen it. Like, really, yeah, that's my job.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about, well, just really briefly about light language. Is that the word that you use?
Yes.
I've seen your channel and I've heard you speaking in what sounds like tongues. And I'm curious, what does that energy come through like for you? Like, does it just come through you and you feel not in control of it? Or do you feel like you're speaking what you're hearing?
Both. They said it right now. They're saying it's a collaboration, an integration process where we allow her to be a vessel. So that's what they're saying to me right now, being able to open the body. This language lives inside of her. So as she expands into her solar plexus, it really kind of flows evenly. So hold on real quick. I'm allowing all parts to be accessible, basically. So I hear it, yes, and I can translate it. And I've not really seen too many people be able to do that. Not saying that, oh, good job, I can do that. I hear the difference. It's like, I hear them, but sometimes I just kind of let it, that's fear, right? To be able to like hold it, because you have to push yourself aside a little bit to let them be able to flow, you know, thoroughly. And sometimes I'm like, what did you say? Because we always that perfectionism, or, oh, I don't want to sound stupid, or what did it, because sometimes I'll channel like, what did I just say? Like, you know, you forget, or it just sounds really weird. So it's a practice, you know, but yeah.
Well, and that's what I wondered was, do you remember what, so I've known psychics, I've talked to channels, I've, you know, throughout my own journey of spirituality, I've interfaced with multiple people who are totally using their own intuitive and psychic skills. And some of the information that I've received is that when somebody does a reading or when somebody channels, afterwards, they don't remember anything that just happened. Do you have that experience?
No, I totally remember.
Okay. Okay.
I remember fully. I feel it in my arms. Like I feel the light in my arms, and I feel like that movement, that openness, that connection. Sometimes I don't remember everything that I say. And sometimes it's really short channels and short, like an interaction. And then sometimes it's a longer interaction. It just depends on how long I can hold it, you know, because it like comes down. It kind of just depends. And then there's, were you outside? Sometimes I'll be driving and I'll get lost and I'll feel it like, oh, they want to come through big time. You know, like right now I could feel it here and I feel it in my crown. Like they're like, we want to talk too, you know? So I'm just like, not yet, guys. Like we're talking, but but it's just really this confidence. They said this way about you. You really have to trust the process and really embody that deep soul level that every single human being has, you know? And then when shit doesn't go right in your life, you're like, oh, well, then there's no such thing. But no, you just have to like trust the process. It's hard. Life's hard, but we chose to be here. So we got to do the damn thing, you know?
Yeah, totally. So I had a question and I totally forgot because that just made me laugh.
Because I have ADD, so you're going to have to slow me down because I will go like the whole time. And then I forget what I talk about.
How do you feel after you channel? I mean, do you find that doing that makes you tired?
It depends on where I'm at. No, it usually gives me like a bump up when I'm using that light source energy. I love it. And it like puts me in a space of ease and grace and all of the good stuff. When I work with clients, as you know, like that could be draining, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it feels more of like I'm a Power Ranger. Like I have like this gift. And when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, I'm able to like shift the energy. Like if I'm like feeling it to put it onto them, you know, and be able to clear their stuff. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on how much of myself I'm using on top of that light also. Just depends. Sometimes it makes me tired. Sometimes it doesn't.
So when you're working with a client one-on-one and you're channeling or accessing your guides and kind of those realms, are you also accessing theirs?
Oh yeah. Like I make like a sacred little circle and then I put like, you know, I just put us in there and then it feels like we're complementing each other, you know, and we're really here and I will go in just to do a quick little something. And then they're like, no, you got to clear this or, oh, you got to do this. I'm like, oh, but I didn't come here to do that. They're like, too bad, do it. Like, so I kind of don't have a choice sometimes because I'm here to just do one thing, but they're telling me she needs this, do this. She's struggling with this. She needs this, you know, whatever it is. And then we do the work. So sometimes I'm not prepared to do that, but that you got to listen to your inner guidance. And if they're telling you this person needs help, you have to honor that. Like, that's my opinion. Not everybody thinks that way, but yeah. Yeah. They said the goal is for healing others. We take this job very seriously. So really being able we're conduit, right? We're here healing hands for us to be able to help everybody. So I don't know. It's not a time clock, they said, even though I like to, but for me though, it is. I'm like, okay, go. But like, sometimes it's not, and they go longer than they need to, or just depends.
Well, they're not living in this calendar realm.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't know time. I'm like, I gotta go. I have shit to do, but
yeah. Totally. Can you share like the first time that you ever actively channeled or shared your gifts with someone else, I guess?
When did I did it, he was in the playpen, like not even a year old, my baby. And I would meditate in my apartment. And this is like a lone, sad story. Like I'm by myself with this baby. Why did I have a third one? Like my story's like, why did I do this to myself kind of thing. But sometimes in the darkest times is when the light shines the brightest. Right. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I'm meditating and I'm just trying to clear whatever, I don't know what I was doing. I just felt the light. I let it pour over me. And then I started moving like this. And I just started hearing and just being able to speak light language. But I was speaking in tongues when I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I didn't know what that was. And I just kind of didn't think of it. And I just stopped. And then when I went to church, same thing. I would start speaking in tongues when I would pray hard, like really pray to God and really, because you're connecting. Yep. Church is the one that ruins the spiritual experience of having it be a part of you. That's where that separation divides. But that's when, like, I've learned at a young age, I had this gift that we all have it, but had this power to be able to do that. And then it came back to me once I had the baby. Then I had that like acceptance. I don't know. I just was able to do it. And then subconsciously know what that was. And I put the pieces together. They were the same language, a little different. It's almost like when you're in church or something, it's more of like an Arabic dialect or like a Hebrew sort of feel, like the tongues. And then when I channel, it's more like Palladian energy, more galactic. It's a little bit more expansive and open instead of like, it's hard to describe, but it feels different.
Okay. And when was the first time you shared this with someone else? Like that you were like, I'm doing this thing and I want to share it with you, or here's this message that I'm getting and I want to share it with you.
Right. My nanny, I hired a nanny, and she was psychic, and that really helped because there's somebody that I can go, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then I hired a couple of people, and then they just held space for me to be able, because she's like, well, you're intuitive. And I'm like, oh, cool. She's like, so get a deck of cards and then tell me what you feel in the card. And that's why I teach everybody to do that. I want you to learn your own gift and trust that what you're hearing is true. And she validated me. You know, so I looked at a card and I heard like mother, stomach issues. Like I was hearing all of these things. And she's like, yes, yes, yes. And it just gave me the confidence to go bigger. And like, it was just like this bigger experience. So then my friends would come over and then they were fascinated. And then I would do it with my friends and I was getting better and better. And then I just read everybody. Like I just couldn't read enough people because I was getting so confident in like what I was getting, that connection. I would write a lot and I would just I worked so hard at it, you know, at just really wanting to more and more and more, you know? So yeah. I told everybody. I wasn't like a secret closet, like, oh, I'm spiritual, I'm not going to tell anybody. No, I didn't care. I never cared about people's opinions or judgments of me since I was a kid, you know? So I just don't care.
So there wasn't an insecurity or a concern that, oh my God, what if I get this wrong? Or
right now. Okay. No. And then a lot of people don't even know. Like I'll say something like, oh, that doesn't resonate. I'm like, okay. So, and then I get a call a week later. Oh my God, I remember. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, like, so sometimes it's the clients that make you feel a certain way, but like what you're hearing is truth. You have to honor what you're hearing. It'll resonate eventually, you know, or something will happen eventually. Oh, I did just buy a car. Someone just ended up giving it to me. I know, I saw it. I told you, you know, it's just, I know that you weren't planning on it, but that's what happened. So, you know, it's just trusting the flow, you know?
Totally. Yeah. Just being
and they said not giving up because a lot of people will give up.
Yeah.
When something doesn't work, we give up.
Yeah.
You know, when it doesn't go our egoic way, we give up. So that trust fall is super important in this journey, you know, with me, myself, and my experience and others.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that because I think sometimes we do keep trying to do something and it's not working and there is that sense of giving up. But I think sometimes when it's not working, it's just not the right time.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean give up. It just means you just got to wait it out. Like,
yeah,
it will come.
Or is there something you need? Like maybe Emily needs a break. Needs to take a time out and go on vacation and revisit that creativity. You know what I'm saying? If something is not flowing properly, is there something in your life that you can clean up or nurture? Yeah. And then retry again. Because if you have that big purpose and that big dream, ooh, that's so big. There's no way that that's not what you're supposed to do. If it's not working, evaluate what is going on in your inner circle, you know? Yes. Choices Absolutely. Need to be made, decisions, you know, maybe you have to experience this one thing. So experience it and then you shall have everything you desire over here. Just wait it out a little bit, you know?
Totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if I come back to what your experience is, you said you're clairaudient, you hear this stuff coming through. Do you also
feel it?
Yeah. So you have the emotional piece.
Yeah.
But do you have like visions?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. It's weird because like I'll see like, okay, if like your grandma or something, like if I could see somebody that's passed, I'll see them, but I don't, it's weird. I'll look at them, but it's not right in front of my face, but it's in my peripheral. So I can see like the hair, gray hair, or a smile or a dimple or chubby cheeks or an apron or, you know, outside gardening. Like I could see different things, but it's not like some people could really see it. Like when people pass, I do not see somebody in my house. Like sometimes I feel it, sense it. I feel like I know you're there. Yeah. You can leave. But like, it's not, I'm not that visual. My third eye doesn't work like that. We see things outside of the realm of physical reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I know everybody experiences things differently. I mean, I've had experiences where I have seen, people who've passed, but they are in the periphery. I don't have that full on like.
Me too. Don't give it to me. It's stressful.
Yeah. So
you don't want to see anybody walking in your office, right? Like, I don't want to see it.
No, but I've known people are here and I'm like, yeah, you need to go. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, not right now, guys. I'm just here to relax. Yeah. Or at night, like, I'm like, I told my girlfriend I was taking a nap. My water was right behind my windowsill. It knocked right down. I was sleeping. Nothing happened. And it like knocked down and got me completely wet in a dead sleep. And I'm like, I see you. Like, there's nothing that happened. And it completely fell on me. Like, so, do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but acknowledging it and I'm having fun with it and always remembering not to fear it.
Right.
That happened. Right. So.
Well, I think that's it. Not fearing it because you have the power, right?
We do. Yes.
Whatever they might be, come in, and once you're afraid, you're letting go of all of your ground.
Yep.
All that grounding energy is gone, and you're in your head and you're freaking out, and it's not helpful.
I'm going through that I'm going through that right now, and just learning to ground, because as the energies and the veil gets thinner around us, people are opening up more and more, like you and me and everybody else is starting to acknowledge that there's more than just this. There's something more than your job. Like there's an actual life outside of that. I can feel it, like energy healers and people that are aware of energy can feel it. And so that there go panic. Like I get like really heavy, like, so sometimes you have to up your practice and like meditate and clear a little bit more. Get the earth underneath your feet more, appreciate and have time more. There's always something that we're trying to teach you. They said trying to teach you, just being aware, because I've been going through that too, like huge shifts and like taking a time out and like really slowing down and appreciating, and that's what my body's doing to me right now, like in that transition. So.
Well, I know. I mean, I've watched you talking about in some of your live videos talking about your struggle with anxiety and panic. Did you ever have that before your son was born?
Never. Since February, I had my first panic attack.
Oh, it's just a year.
Yes. And so I've been in fight or flight since I was a kid, right? Raised by a single mom, never having enough, blah, blah, victim story, whatever. That's my story. So then I went through my whole life, and then I had the kids. And then I stressed out and struggled financially, drowning. Do you know what I'm saying? Not being able to finish school and being able to have like this, I'm like a statistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do I teach women to empower themselves not to make that decision? Telling them that they're enough. You know what I'm saying? And being able to do the work. But anyway, the panic is just because I've exhausted all options physically and mentally and emotionally. I literally can't even watch a scary movie. I tapped out completely. I'm like, that adrenal fatigue is no joke.
Yeah.
So it's just being able, but when I channel, they're like, because you need to rest. I hear the rest so heavy, it's not even funny. So I slept all day yesterday. Telling your clients, I'm sorry, I love you. Let's do it on this day. Because I was working 7 days a week. So you can't work a full-time job and then have a business. Like you can, but you're eventually going to crack because you're not giving yourself water and rest and like sex and like love and joy and honoring yourself. You're not doing any of those things. So you're going to go, whoop, Yeah. So I'm learning, to like figure it out. So
you're working on being able to maintain your ground while you continue to grow this work in your life, and also do like your muggle work, right? Because you have to pay the bills in this other way too while you grow this business.
Yeah, it's definitely like I feel like I'm stuck. Yeah. Because I have such a voice, I have such a passion, I have such a yearning to like expand the consciousness of the entire world. So it's not a little job. And I see myself raising all these women up to like work with me to like empower so many at one time, to feed all the babies in the world, to clothe everybody, to be able to not have like this one way of thinking, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's hard to be at a job and then have this passion and then be in this situation. It's like, I'm kind of done. I'm trying to figure out how to go to the next step. You caught me at like right at that decision, you know, I'm like right there. So, I am. I'm getting all these interviews. Like people are, hey, can you speak? Can we talk? Can we? Yes. Like it's starting to do this and I got to make a decision, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have kind of two questions. That's sort of one question. In all the work that you've been doing, can you talk a little bit about like what your hardest reading was and what maybe your most enlightening or profound reading was?
What was the first one?
The hardest, like the most challenging or most
with a client?
Yeah. For you.
Oh, so many. There's
just one that stands out to you as.
I can give you the sexual abuse.
Okay.
Is a huge one I work with, a huge one. And I mean, I've had a little of it, like I have had it, but not to the level of what my clients have had. And people wanting to die, like suicide is so high, and just not wanting to be here, tapped out, exhausted, done, want to go home, right? So I'm dealing with, and I'm sure you have 1,000 stories, like I just like, right, as therapist, that's what I feel like, right? And I'm holding space for these women that want to give up because there's no, so I'm just really trying to put the pieces back together, giving them the tools to do that energetically. So it's really the sexual abuse I feel is like a big thing. It's not one story. It's and it's family members. Ancestral sexual abuse is a huge one that I've noticed, and it breaks my fucking heart. Like it's so unacceptable to me, but this is what I deal with more than anything.
And when you hear these stories, because of your own intuition, and I'm imagining your empathic nature, do you have like a physiological experience?
Oh yeah. When I'll tell my girlfriend like I think I'm gonna throw up. Like I'll even do readings outside because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be better. I can ground, and no, I still feel like I'm gonna throw up. I feel it in my chest, but it's like you're holding space for that person.
Yes.
And when I say I hold space for my clients, you're protected, loved, and honored. That's a sacred unity, with my people, and you're going to be held. So I physically feel, I'm sure there's modalities I can make that a little bit like not so bad for me, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe cleaning it up a bit, but I just want to make sure that person feels that power so that they feel they can trust that it's going to be okay. Cause that's what we all want, right? Are we going to be okay?
Right.
Are our needs met? Right. So that's what it is when someone wants to work with you. Am I going to be okay? What do I do now? I have this decision. Should I do it? Like, you just want to have somebody hold you and like, listen.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say has been your most profound or enlightening reading that you've done for someone? Or is there one that stands out?
Oh, Jesus. Like they're all good. Like some of them light me up where I'm like vibrating. I'm like, oh, I can't believe, like, I'm just like, like you radiate a level of like ecstasy because you just cannot believe this shit is happening to you. I've been doing it a few years now. So like 4 years I've been working, with women. Well, really my whole life since I'm in high school. Right. But like actually psychically working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like asking my guy, hey, like, do you got like a memory you could throw at me? Like, they said that they're all beautifully and uniquely created for its own experience is what I just heard. So it's just like, they're all so good, but they all light me up. I feel so good. I can't even express. Yeah, it's more like a Mary Magdalene energy. Like it just feels really good. They're all special. They're all loved. And that's how I feel too. Like I'm the same, like whatever they're saying, I say too. Yeah. Not one particular. They're also special to me,
Yeah. Yeah. How many guides do you have?
I've been told I have so many people that come and go in my, that I have a huge, I have 2 males for sure. They're kind of like my bros. Like, I feel like I lived in a past life with them. I feel like they're kind of, but then when we go through hard times, don't we want to cuss our guides out? Like, don't we want, I have been in the car going, if shit does not get better, I swear to God, like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm just like, it better. I hate you guys. Like, because you're struggling, or you're just like, what is the meaning of life if it's not, you know, if it doesn't feel good? And they're like, you're the one that did that. So figure your shit out. You know, we're over here, like, not where you're at. So I have many people. I have different ascended masters that come through. Kuan Yin's come, Mary Magdalene has come. I've channeled Jesus twice. Like, it's just really, we all participate in the greater good. We all are here to support, you know? So, and when you're a channel, it doesn't, they all kind of come together, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. And then I use galactic energy for that light activation, for the light language. So. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's two guys who hang out with you and are pretty consistent, but there's a lot of revolving door depending on what's needed in any given moment.
Exactly that. You said it well. Exactly that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what, you know, you had mentioned at the beginning that you offer a paid group, right?
Yeah, I have a membership.
That's the word, membership. What is that about? What do you offer in that?
I created the daily cup. So it's basically like your cup of coffee. Like, you need that soulful, like that soul fed feeling, right? It feels super, you know, feels good. And that's what I offer. But I was doing it for free for so long, and I was really exhausted. My cup was not full at all. I was giving so much. People were taking. There was zero exchange. Yeah. I mean, it feels good to talk to so many people, but then I would get physically sick every single time. So I created the group to be a little smaller, and then that felt like it felt like an exchange. But I do a little bit more. So I'll do light activations. If someone, like, I'll hear healing, get on there and heal. I do church on Sunday. So I'll just, like, talk about whatever they want to talk about. I'll pull cards for them. It just, you know, meditation. It's just something a little bit more intimate. It doesn't feel so, I don't know, it feels more of like community. And then they pull cards, they empower each other, and it feels more of a community, you know? I like it.
Nice. Yeah, it's awesome. How long have you been doing that piece for?
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's fairly, I've been wanting to do it forever. It's really new. Yeah, I had it up a year ago, but I just never did it because I'm so big. I do so many different things at one time, and I'm like, you know what? I think now is the time, because my DM is so, I mean, I talk to hundreds of people a day, you know what I'm saying? So just, I wanted to narrow it down and have a group put aside for them. And if this is something that you're wanting to work with me on, I can work with you here, you know, at a really low rate compared, and, you know, and if you want a one-on-one, then this is what, you know, this is what it is to work with me. But it gives them a taste of, like, what it feels like. So that's good.
Right. And they get community on top of it, which is what you were talking about in the beginning, which is about bringing everybody together in kind of this collective of, like, leveling the playing field is how it felt when you were talking about it.
Exactly what I want to do. Exactly what you said was perfect. That's exactly what, like, all walks of life. We are all important in just bringing everybody together. And then, can we teach each other something? If there's, like, something, can you cook? Cool. Drop down a link. Can you dress, or do you know how to do makeup? I don't. Like, drop a tutorial. Like, I want everybody to feel like they matter and that they're important, because they are. And I felt born to give that gift to them, you know? So
well, you're recognizing it, and you're asking other women to step up and recognize that in each other and themselves.
Yes.
It is this, you know, idea of really empowering, which, I mean, that's sort of what I started Wise Woman Witchery about too, from a different angle, more of the earth-based spirituality angle, but just encouraging women to step into the power that they innately have. And,
exactly.
Yeah. And then sharing that with others and buoying each other up. Right.
Camaraderie. Yeah. Just being able to participate together in our greatness and that polarity. I love it. It's like my jam.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Need more.
Exactly.
So I know that you have this membership group. What else are you offering to people? You said one-on-one, working one-on-one.
Yeah, I do one-on-one if they're wanting to work with me. I have like a little menu. I've just taught my first workshop in Vegas in March. So that was awesome. Like being able to, just this, I forget, what is it called? The Weekend Women. I don't know. It was just this business, these two women that have, a weekend series, and they asked me to host it in Vegas, and that's where I was raised. I'm born in Chicago, but raised in Las Vegas. And to go home, it was like it was nice to be able to do that because I moved to Portland. So it was awesome just having a group of women that like, I don't know, that I've been working with already. There were already clients that came and flew in, and I taught them and got to like dance with them and hold space with them in a different way. When you bring people together in the physical, this is powerful. I have clients all over the world, but to be able to do it together and touch their hands and hug them is just indescribable. It's beautiful. I love that experience. Much rather do that.
Totally. It's next level. I mean, it definitely gives you this, it's one thing you can feel somebody's energy, via the internet and whatnot, but it's totally different when you're sitting face to face with someone. You can feel their energy in this and read them in a whole other way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it. And I'm like a kid. Like I'm always, even if I'm older than them or whoever the group is, I'm always like that. Like I jump around like I'm a kid, and I just get so excited, and I'm talking really fast, and I'm just so excited because I'm just so grateful and feel the energy and the love. And I just want to like expand that. So my friends are the ones that are like, tone it down, like slow it down. And I'm like, no, don't touch my crown. Like, leave me alone. I like to be able to participate like that, bring the dynamic. I don't like if you're going to be monotone or whatever, or I want to switch it up a little bit, so
yeah.
Well,
and you also do card readings, right?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of decks. I just got this one. Look how beautiful this is.
That is really beautiful.
Isn't this huge? I know.
I saw that somewhere. I love the artwork.
Yeah, Colette Baron Reed. It's the Goddess Power Oracle deck. I love it. I love it. Where did it go? I always keep them with me. Like I'm like that. You know how people keep like lipstick in their purse?
Yes.
And then I'm like, no, I keep this purse. Yeah, it's my favorite. Yeah, I don't know. So that's what I do. Like if I just feel like guidance or I need some, that's why we're so connected. Like, dude, if you don't feel good, like just go, okay, listen, I need time to go outside for 10 minutes. Give yourself a break. I mean, if you have cards, great. If you don't, no big deal. Just like go inward and like be soft with yourself and just ask, okay, what do I need right now?
Mm-hmm.
I need time to think about my thoughts, and give yourself that. Because if you don't, then it's not gonna be healthy for you, and you're gonna eventually burn out.
Right.
So yeah.
Can you turn it off? Can you turn off? No.
I should be able to. It's very hard to. I feel like once you open that door, you can. I know people. I know so many spiritual people, and I know that they can. They say that they can. I just don't feel like I'm not there yet. Can you
turn it down a notch?
If I try really hard, okay. And it still doesn't. Somebody will pop out, or if I'm around friends, I still feel their pain, or I see somebody, or like we just went to go we went to a birthday party, and I'm just like, I still have that in me to like want to help or see something. I don't know. When you see people's pain outside of them, it sucks. I don't know how to shut that off.
Well, I don't know if you can turn off empathy, but I'm just wondering about like the messages that come through, because they are different. They blend together for you.
Yeah, they're. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to go, hey, like I've tried. I'm like, listen, I don't want to do anything unless I'm in a really intentional thing, right? Like if I'm really doing something with somebody, then I can quiet it and use that power to my advantage. But like other than that, like not yet. I'm sure there's a way. Like I'm sure there's a way. Yeah. Or energy. I feel things constantly. So I'm constantly cleaning and clearing and removing,
Well, Well, and that, that can be part of the anxiety. I know when I'm for myself. So I mean, I can't speak.
No, I relate. I relate. Yeah.
But when I'm really running a lot of energy and I feel like I'm really tapped into source, it's awesome until I can't shut it down. And then I start to get into a more aroused, like emotionally aroused panic state. So it's definitely a constant practice of what you're saying, of like clearing and like grounding. And, I get into my head and start making plans.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like your crown. So imagining like, right, the crown gets super open because it's like, oh, it's open. Oh, like I'm sweating right now.
Yeah.
There's so much energy trying to move through and trying to express, and we want to tell you so many magical things and do so many things. I'm like, slow it down. There's a time and a place. Like, settle in, and just imagine like your crown, that flower, just getting a little smaller. Because every psychic that's around me goes, whoa. Like shut it down a little bit. Like like close it. It's like blast it open.
So you're constantly working that edge.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Drinking a ton of water and yeah. I'm like so hot right now. It's ridiculous. I'm sweating.
Oh my gosh.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I love this. This is like my thing,
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, when I've watched you, I see the vibrancy and the connection that you have. There's a really high vibration that's happening within you when you're doing your work. And I see also the way you're able to switch back and forth between like, and here I am in my regular life, but wait, this is coming through right now. And
they're constantly talking. They're like, she's so good at it. Like I can hear them talking like as I'm going, but like I feel like a grandma here with me, and she's just like, we're here to build the peace. Like they're always wanting to participate. And I'm like, okay, there's a time and place. And sometimes I can watch a funny show. I have to really dumb it down for myself to relax. And, because now I'm forced to. Like those panic attacks are like, that's because you need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you need to like go clean your house or something. Like, So yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. Like, you're always going to be okay.
Yeah. Do you feel like any of your kids have these gifts?
Oh yeah. The crystal baby I just had, he is so intuitive. It scares me. I'm like, he feels more than I feel. He wakes up in the dead of night. I could feel that he feels something. He taps people's energy. I'm like, don't do that. Like but he doesn't know. So I'm constantly like clearing, or he wants me to sage him all the time. Like he knows. My 13-year-old, it has a religious, like still in that religious phase because of my family and his dad's family. So he thinks it's wrong, but he's the one that sees. He can actually see. Like he can see if there's like a guy in the room, or his angels, he's scared to death of them. He sees them all the time. And I'm like, it's a gift. And he's like, I don't want it. So, and my daughter's a Scorpio. She's like very in her shell. She feels extremely deep, So yeah, they're all gifted. I mean, all kids are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they're much more tapped in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me what else you would like to share. If you were to tell people about yourself or about your work.
Just to bring honor to ourselves and to be able to partake in humanity. That is such a gift that we have here. We have so many beautiful parts of ourselves that need to be shared to the world, though we hold ourselves back.
Mm-hmm.
When it's done, it's done. And wouldn't you want to have done that, and go to that place and not care what those people think? There's so many things that need to be expressed, but they're held back because of fear.
Yes.
And judgment. And so if we could just be like, I don't give a fuck, like, you know what I'm saying, about anybody's opinion of me. I just want to help people step into their power. And I want to teach people, you see these entrepreneurs, they're at this high level yacht status.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many wells that you can build with your $30,000 program. Just do one.
Mm-hmm.
There are shoes that these kids don't have in India. Just buy them. You're telling me you made $500,000. I'm so proud of you. That is fucking awesome. But if there's no humanity in that, and there's only power and ego, then how are we supposed to change and evolve? You know, our spirits need to be heard on a soul level, deep within inside of ourselves. We need to express that outwardly, inward and outward. So we all need to do it together. You know, it feels like sometimes we separate ourselves once we get to a level of whatever you want to call it. And it's just like, you know, and I see it on social media time and time again. And I'm like, then why are we here? Just for our good, just so that we become these great human beings. Like there's so many other layers to it that I wish that we would all partake in. So that's like my thing. I want us to be, yes, be our best versions of ourselves, but be able to help humanity, you know, before it slips away. And then we don't have it anymore. We have to be conscious of it, you know?
Yeah.
That's where evolution takes place.
So if there's somebody out there watching this right now who maybe can relate to some of your story around like here's you talking about your gifts and they're like, oh my God, I have that experience. Oh, I hear things. What advice would you give them around growing that for themselves?
Have to have people to hold space for you. You need to be in a group. I wouldn't recommend doing it alone. Like they have like the Woo Collective, they have your group, my group. There's so many groups out there. We have other women or people that have similar experiences. It just feels good to have that space, always grounding your energy, always taking life for what it is, going outside, enjoying and breathe. You know, those subtle little changes really help. And being able to play with your gifts. If you can hear something, research it, read the books, do the work. You know, get in touch with your inner self because it's calling to you, you know, learn more of yourself, try new things, you know?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you feel called to, but I wonder if you do, if you would want to channel a little bit for us.
I can. Yeah. Hold on real quick.
Yeah. And no pressure if it's not coming through.
It's always there. But let me get water. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I need water. This is my house. I'm like, so are you hot?
I am warm, but it's
warm. I was like, are you sweaty at all?
I'm always a little sweaty. I'm kind of a sweaty human.
Are you? So is my girlfriend. So let's see. Let me go in my room really quick. Let me see. So what do you want to know?
Well, I guess just whatever feels pertinent. I think what my intention is just so that people who might be watching this can have an experience of what it's like to witness what it is that you're doing, because it is very unique.
So we're asking you to lay down your expectations, even like the self-help talk is what I just heard. So we're wanting to remove that and reframe it. We're asking you to be clear on what you're most wanting. This is your time and opportunity now to have what you want. And so they're showing me like a ball, right? And to open it, like unlock the door and step through. And they're always wanting us to take deep breaths in. And they said, let go. So a lot of you, most of you, are holding on to something. And it will never be lost because it's almost like not yours to have anymore. Like it's just like, even if it's like old rubbish, something in the garage, just being able to be, it's easy as going on a bike ride outside. If you haven't, and so many people go, I haven't done that in so long. Right? So they're just really wanting you to be able to experience life. They said, so many of you are doing these to-do lists, and yes, they are helpful. They help you stay on track, but you're unable to focus on the things that truly matter. Right? So being able to like resonate with those gifts, because it's the gifts that are the things that need to be focused on. That's what helps express your inner self. Being observant more. these things are coming through for you now so that you are able to open up that paradigm and shift into the consciousness that you are most wanting. Express yourself willingly. And they're like, from the neck, right? They're like expanding here, opening heart, mind, body, soul. Do you want me to channel light language, or is it, because they're okay. Express yourself, but like almost like we're holding back, right? Sorrow, pain is what I'm feeling. Move body. So even being able to dance, right? That's something, that flow, that's where fluidity comes. I feel like water retention for, I don't know, it's just coming out for me. So if anybody's watching, like, or like once you put it out there, it feels like water retention and too much salt. So what you're putting in your mouth, you're needing to be able to breathe in for the collective and breathe out. Again, remember I said like humanity? Mm-hmm. Like they really want to bring people together. It's like going outside and like block parties, or just going outside and getting to know one another. A lot of us don't do this community-based thinking. It's very what am I doing with my life? You know what I'm saying? And this is something that I've been feeling for so long and passionate about. And so it's just something that I want to be able to bring to everybody. They said clearing out the clutter, removing self-negative talk, subjects to oneself, like putting yourself on this, like getting on a scale, like I see they show me a scale and that judgment, you know, and then it goes to the heart, you know, heartbroken pain, you know, suffering. They're like eating ice cream on the couch, like just depression. So many of us are going through these things, and we just need to be able to talk about it and move through it together, heal it from the inside out. You know, that's the goal. That's peace, love, honor, commitment, faith, you know. Yeah. That's truly what it is.
That's all of it.
It really is. Yeah. It really is. It really is. Yeah. They're just wanting to come together. You know, they're really wanting to bring peace, and they want us to have fun in our experience and really be happy. Mm-hmm. We just have to get through some of that baggage, right? And that's what we're here for, you and I, and so many of us, bringing people together.
Yeah. Yeah. Creating that big community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you, Emily. I so appreciate your time today.
No, thanks for having me. It was so fun. Like, I just love it. And it was so, I feel so good about it. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for bringing awareness to your people and to the people that are going to watch this, because it's part of why we're here, you know, and I really appreciate you doing that. It's awesome. Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you. How do people find you? How can people track you down if they want to? They could stalk me on Facebook. Like that's like the thing that I have right now. I have like a Facebook business page that they can message me on, or just basically I do a lot of the collective reads on my Facebook right now. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Basically. I do all the video messenger, like on Messenger. That's how I work with my clients. Okay. Cool. So they can just find you on Facebook. And so for people who might not be on Facebook, because this will be distributed to some of those people, is there another way that people can reach out to you? Yeah, I have my business, like my phone number and my email. Do you have an email you could share? Yeah. Do you want me to, I'll send it to you. Send it to me and I'll include it underneath this. So for anyone watching, just check out the comments underneath this, and Emily's email address and her Facebook link will be in there as well. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Emily. You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Of course. Take good care. Yes, we'll do. Bye. Bye.